Hello? Are we working? There we go. Says we're working. Alrighty, we've got a lot of tabs open up here. Twitter we can close for just a second. So we've been looking at this. This is Ruth Mayer's diary. I don't know if you're familiar with Ruth Mayer, but Ruth Mayer looks like this. She looks like this. This is one of the most famous photos of her. I think it's one of the only known photos of her, if I'm not mistaken. That's not her. This is her right here, also. Gunvor Hofmo. Okay, I can't read this. It's in Norwegian. Ruth May, Austrian Jewish woman who came to Norway as a refugee in 1939. She lived in the country until she was deported to Auschwitz together with other Jews from Norway. In the autumn of 1942, she was gassed to death on the 1st of December of the same year. Many years later, the diaries she had written were found by the poet Gunvor Homfo after she passed away. She enjoyed going to school and was particularly fond of writing, which she reflected in her diaries. In addition, she was fond of acting in plays. The family began to think about immigrating, and her little sister left for England. Later the month, her grandmother fled there. Ruth, I don't know why she would go to Norway when she could have gone to England. She would probably still be alive, or probably would have passed away later on. She settled in Lillestrøm and lived there when Norway was occupied on April 9th, 1940. She originally wanted to go to England to join the rest of her family, but because she wanted to finish high school first, her visa ran out. After Atrium, she signed up for volunteer work service with the women farm on the Britstand. There she also mentioned and they became eventually lovers. So that's what I figured when I was reading Ruth's diary. It's in my Anne Frank bag right now because I bring it with me to the museum. Is that I knew that, reading her diary, she was very openly queer. Very, very openly queer. Like, it was not even a joke. And I thought, awesome. Like, this is so cool. It's new. It's, there we go. Let's try it this way now so people can hear me. Okay, there we go. There we go. Now that way people can hear me. That way. Okay, it's up to 75. Okay, there we go. Let's go up a little bit. Okay. Anyway, reading her diary, she is very, very open about her sexuality. She says, I'm in love with this woman, and then she goes, I'm in love with this man. So she's either openly bi, but to me, I think she's very openly queer, and I appreciate it. Like, you go, girl. After a few weeks stay in the Houston hospital because she had a nervous breakdown at the beginning of 1941, she signed up for labor service again and ended up in Roland. She was exposed to anti-Semitism and traveled with Gunvor to Turner where they got a job with a farmer. Later, they worked together in a flower shop in terms of that same autumn. They went back to Oslo area and attended a course. Okay, she modeled for Gustav, but it was not until 22 that Surprise was cast in bronze and placed in okay. Ruth Mayer was arrested together with other female Jews in Norway on the night of 26th of November 1942. She was sent to Danube to Stettin in Germany, then relocated into goods wagons, and that took her to Auschwitz. She was killed there on the 1st of December. It was only after Gunvor Hofmo passed away in 1995 that an Irish were discovered. Oh, okay. The poet was also tracked down. Her sister, probably, who survived in England and gained access to letters and other things Ruth had sent her. Yeah, Ruth's diary was published. It was kind of sad, really. But anyway, to the task at hand, I am making a short film. Let me put the GoFundMe in the chat, or GoFundMe in the There we go. Save it, so in case you'd like to donate it, that would be excellent. Alright, so this is what I am trying to apply for Jewish story partners right now. And have footage to share from the submitted project. Projects in development or production may submit up to 30 minutes of material. Post-production may set up to 2 hours. Projects may reapply to Jewish for funding if there have been significant changes or advancements to the project. Current grantees may reapply for funding. Okay, so Jewish lead character or supporting character. Established commonly known to be Jewish. A Jewish perspective is expressed. Yeah. Singular stories that utilize fresh nuances and narrative strategies. Bolder. Okay, well, so in November, so they responded to me when I asked when does it open back up, and they said the week before Thanksgiving. So next week I gotta get this done. So next week, I mean this weekend, I gotta get it done because next week is what I have to get it. Oh, you can't even hear me. That's probably why.
Alrighty. So Mary Berg.
So we're gonna go. Alrighty. Good Christ. Let's see. Sometimes I wish people would just say, here's some money for you, or donate to my cause. It's been very, very difficult trying to get donations and things. It's funny when people are like, oh, I don't know how you even get donations and things. You know, can you even get donations? No, that's very, very difficult. I've been having the worst time trying to get donations. This must have been years ago. Yeah, Furs isn't there anymore.
Oh, right there. See right there?
That's my mom.
But I look cute in it.
No. I don't remember when this was. This must have been 20. No, I think this was November or last year. This was this year, I think. No, this was 2015. This was 2015. Yeah. There's.
Wanna say hi to the camera, Cook? This Cookie. Mrs. Cookie.
What's wrong? You look like you've been awake all night. I was.
It's sleepy time for Cookie.
Still is. I know the awful time keeping
God, I miss that dog.
She's all loving, so. Oh, I forgot we have birds now. Little Bee and Arthur. And,
Come on, get up.
Butters! Miss Buttons!
Buttons is gone too.
Mrs. Buttons! Let's go find her.
She's probably
in my mom's room.
That's what I thought. Just probably in my mom's room. That used to be my room.
Here she is. Here she is. This is Buttons. And she's very old, too. Ain't she beauty, though? Say hi to the camera. Hello. My name is Buttons. And I am very old.
That's amazing that I have footage of Buttons. Oh, this is Kathy. This is when I was dog sitting for the Leipzigs. That was super fun. This one I was making film. Let's see.
Okay, so I'm watching The Women right now, and I don't ever understand. I've seen this movie 1,000 times. I own 2 copies of this movie, a Blu-ray edition and a regular edition. I don't understand this opening sequence. I never have. Like,
This is my old room at the very first house that, well, technically we lived in my uncle's house. Oh, this is all small short film footage. A short film that never evidently got made, sadly. Very, very, very sad. Because, God, he's like in high school now. That little boy is like in high school. He's like 15 now. Oh my God, there's my husband.
We're on our honeymoon.
it's our honeymoon.
We're starting it off by eating Wendy's at the airport.
Good morning. It is currently 8:23 in the morning. We've been up since 6. My daddy drove us to the airport.
Oh my God, I love my husband. Everyone's like, oh, how's the married life? How's the married life? And I'm like, good. Like, it's going really well. Like, I'm not complaining about it at all, luckily and thankfully. But, I'm not complaining about it, luckily and thankfully. We have had a health scare, though. And that was very, very scary.
פרנוס הסגית, אפילו חופשה לפעמים. ילדים מביאים לנו נחת לרוב, כולם בריאים, יש שמחות מזל טוב. מדהים לראות איך הכל מסתדר, ושום דבר לנו לא חסר. ורק בזמן שקשה נביט למעלה, למה שלא נבין שהוא אחראי על הכל. הוא את הכל ברא, לטוב ולא לרע. הוא האלוקים, הוא מלך מלכי המלכים. אין עוד מלבדו.
Hold on a second. Okay, hold on. We're gonna do something with this. So anyway, my short film is about being autistic and studying the Holocaust. And the reason I changed my short film completely, because originally it was just supposed to be about the stereotypes of autism, is I'm just getting so damn tired of all these anti-Semitic rhetorics and all this hatred against people. That includes the LGBTQ community, especially with our trans youth. I'm just tired of Republicans in general. I'm just gonna have to say it. So if you're a Republican, I feel terribly bad for you. I really do, because you are in a party that does not support anybody. Oh, but we support love and all that. No, you don't. No, you don't. If you did, you would not be making laws against other people. You just wouldn't be doing that. Fascists do that. Hitler did that. He made all these laws against us Jews, and look what happened to us. So I thought it would be a good time to bring up Jewish teens and children again. That's initially what I thought would be perfect. So, I am writing my script. I gotta finish it because I really want Darcy Shaw to be in it. If you don't know who Darcy Shaw is, go Google her. She's fantastic. Her agent said send her the script and we'll see if she's interested. And I'm like, okay, because it's a documentary, so.
To read. Mary's response. She looks. I mean, she's already real, but
there's all my stupid video about Mary Berg because I look horrendous. I look awful. Oh my God, I look awful. I look awful. Okay, let's see if we can. Let's see if we can import this here. Okay, let's go this way. Okay, you're gonna see some of my files. I don't care. I ain't got nothing to hide. Downloads, let's see. Mary Berg. Let's just incorporate this entire folder here. Are you fucking kidding me? I guess that just didn't work. Okay, you know what? Let me open it. There we go. Okay. So we're gonna do that here. Right, so this is the first here. Okay, whoops. This is what this is.
So, anyway, Mary Berg,
Okay, hold on.
her diary was February.
Okay, awesome.
So, Mary Berg's diary was published in February of 1945 to the American public. It was actually published in kind of a series in S.L. Schneiderman's newspaper. It was translated into Yiddish and was published in the Yiddish newspaper. But then it was published in an English newspaper in the evening edition of the Evening News. Until L.B. Fisher decided to publish the diary for the American public for the first time. Now, her diary was a pretty big hit, I would say. It was the first Holocaust diary to ever be published in the United States, and the war was still going on. But, of course, the American public had very mixed reviews for it, and it was just, some people loved it, some people hated it, some people just didn't know what to do with it. Well, Mary Berg Holocaust diary to ever, but of course the American public had very mixed reviews.
Okay, there we go. Okay, we're going to copy this. We're going to nest that. There we go. We're going to nest that. So we're going to put that down there. Put that down there. We're going to put some music right there, maybe. I don't want to make it too... I'll make it too crappy. But anyway. So, I got tired. Anyway, that's weird. Anyway, so anyway, I'm just tired of people in general, who's hating on other people. I'm just so fucking tired of it. Like, I really want to make this video and put it on my YouTube about why it's just getting ridiculous and why people are just... I just can't stand it anymore.
Loved it, some people hated it, some people just didn't know what to do with it. Well, Mary Berg decided that she would do some publicity for it between the years of 1945 all the way up to 1949. Well, in 1950, it's like Mary Berg decided to go AWOL. She's gone. Nobody knows why. Nobody understands what happened or what was the meaning or the purpose behind it. In 1958, the editor, and technically the collaborator, Mr. S.L. Schneiderman, wrote her a letter in 1958 stating that he would want to reissue the diary and make sure it will never go out of print. But of course Mary was against this, and Mary had arguments with him. And he wrote to her and he basically said, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to invoke my right of paragraph 7, whatever paragraph 7 was, in the contract. And he decided to
Basically, that letter of S.L. Schneiderman or whatever I butcher his name so badly. It's ridiculous. I think it's Schneiderman, I think. God bless. I'm sorry, Ben. I love you. I don't even know how to pronounce your last name. Anyway, basically in that letter that I will definitely I think we definitely recorded. It basically states that you suck. I'm republishing this diary anyway. Screw you. That's basically what he says in the entire letter. And he says, if you want to battle it out with me, then please do. Like, I really don't care at this point, but that's just how it's gonna be. So
touch with Mary. No problem. Well, that didn't go over too well.
okay. So we're gonna move this little nested sequence way over. We're gonna put this down here.
Mary Berg's diary was published in February of 1945 to the American public. It was actually published in kind of
Whoa. There we go.
a series in S.L. Schneiderman's newspaper.
Anyway, that letter is freaking amazing. That letter I freaking stand because it's...
Well, in 1950,
I'm not saying that Mary Berg is a shithead, but I am saying that she should have at least been like, oh, great, I'm going to be a part of students and people's classrooms. Awesome. She never got that, so...
It's like Mary Berg decided to go AWOL. She just
put in this addition.
Okay.
She's gone. Nobody knows why. Nobody understands what happened or what was the meaning or the purpose.
Let's get rid of that.
Behind it. In 1958, the editor and technically the collaborator, Mr. S.L. Schneiderman, wrote her a letter in 1958 stating that he would want to reissue the diary and make sure it will never go out of print. But of course Mary was against this, and Mary had arguments with him. And he wrote to her and he basically said, I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to invoke my right of paragraph 7, whatever paragraph 7 was, in the contract. And he decided to reissue the diary. But in 2005, actually, let's go a little bit backwards, more back. In 1992, a professor by the name of Susan Pentland decided that she would like to republish the diary for students to use. And ultimately, she decided to write Mr. Schneiderman, and he said, of course, I'll get you in touch with Mary. No problem. Well, that didn't go over too well.
Okay, so we're going to post some of these in here.
Like you were before.
1992.
Hold it till I'm ready.
I love Michelle. God bless Michelle Gibson, I swear. This woman is... if you want to hire her, please go hire her at Cookie Snaps HTX. She is marvelous. Please pay her a decent amount of money. I'm trying to pay her a decent amount of money because I told her, you ain't shaking that ass for free. Like, you know, some people would be like, okay, why can't you just do this for free? I'm like, because that's just a disservice to people who actually want to do this for a living. Like, you don't expect artists to just do commissions for free. Like, that's just not how this shit works. So you gotta pay these people money. So that's why I'm trying to raise some money and trying to crowdfund and trying to get sponsors and funders, because frankly I don't have all that money to pay everyone. My husband might, but I'm not gonna ask him to fund the whole movie.
Okay, now you can just go whenever you feel.
Well, in 1992, when Susan Pentland wrote her letter, a beautiful letter to Mary, saying that she would love to republish the diary for future generations to read, Mary's response: all the... She think about it now. The world could only know. Anyway, she says, by teaching about the Holocaust, you'll stop at something in the future, right? You'll stop its occurrence in the future, right? But the future is now. When the Jews were victimized, they wanted the world to serve them? I don't know if that says save. Oh, save them. Maybe save them. I can't really read her writing. The Israelis dripping I don't know what that says. On the surf to save the Bosnian Muslims. Oh, are the Israelis dipping books, I guess, or boats on the Serb to save the Bosnian Muslims? But don't tell me this is different. So by off misreading my privacy, your request is denied, NP. I can't really read her writing, bless her heart. She's got beautiful writing, I just can't read it. Anyway, let me read you the letter that the publisher, or the editor, should I say, Eshel Schneederman, had wrote to her in July of 1958. He writes, Dear Mary, I have been pondering at your arguments against reissuing the Warsaw Ghetto, her diary, basically. They are all negative, and you can hardly expect any sympathy for them.
Basically, he's saying your arguments mean shit because everybody's going to tell you that your diary is going to be worth something in 10, 12 years, or maybe 20, depending on how many, how important the Holocaust education is and how much all that crap will be. Well, he knew what he was talking about. He knew exactly what he was talking about. And he was very smart to get this book out.
Oh, he's getting petty.
Oh, very petty. I love this man. I stan this man. I've never met him, but I stan this man.
Particularly from Jewish and even non-Jewish liberal-minded people. What he's saying now is the book is important and we want future generations to read it. We want people to hear the story and we want people never to forget it. That's what he's saying. Besides all this, you have not shown the slightest consideration for me personally and the tremendous effort I have put into that book. I feel it is my moral obligation to make this book available for the Polish reader as a book of highly educational value concerning
There you go, people who want to read the book 20, 30 years down the line.
Anti-Semitism. Therefore, I have decided to use my legal right in accordance with paragraph 7 of our contract and have advised the Warsaw publisher of my approval and intend also to do the same with the British publisher. Of course, the 50% royalties due to you in accordance with the contract will be kept for you. I have discovered in my files a fascinating letter of Julian Tuvim about Warsaw Ghetto, which will be used for the preface. Of course, if you wish to see the text of my revised preface, I will be glad to send it to you as soon as I have it completed. I hope you will have a change of heart. Yes, basically a change of heart. And will be pleased by this development. I was glad to see your husband, and he was very understanding about the matter we discussed. Please give him my best. Yours sincerely, S.L. Schneederman. Basically, he's saying, I'm going to do it anyway. I don't care. I'm going to publish this book whether you like it or not. Period. Social period. Thank God he did.
Thank God he did, for sure, because Mary's book would have been out of print forever. I think it went out of print in the 50s, and then the editor was like, well, guess what, bitch? We're gonna republish it and continue. So now there are 2 editions of Mary Berg's diary. Hold on one second. Okay, if I can spell. So there's 1, 2 versions. I think there's 3 actually, to be honest. So here's one. Here's the 26. There's the 2007 edition. And this is the beautiful picture that they used for the cover. And it actually looks really cool. So this is the revised edition that they did. Let's see. Okay. Oh, that's a different. I thought that was Mary. Sorry. That's Mary Burgess. That's not Mary Berg. I'm so sorry. Okay, anyway, so there's the 75th anniversary edition. And here's this edition. These two editions are basically the same. They are literally the same, except it just has, this is hardcover, this is paperback. And I'm sure this is the German version of the diary. I'm very sure. That photo is actually my background. This photo right here. And you could actually find this photo on the United States Holocaust Memorial website. Let's see if you type in, let's see something. Okay, well there's that. God. Hold on. Shoot. There we go. There it is, right there. And here it is, right here. Anyway, it is a very beautiful cover. This is what the original cover looked like when it was published. I do have a copy of this edition just without the jacket, the cover on it. I might order it again and see. With no rest dust jacket there. That sucks. Yeah, that sucks. Like, I hate it when here's 5 used. See, they all come with the not the cover. I don't know why. It's just ridiculous. Anyway. It's just very, very strange. We're gonna remove that too, because that's just so fucking weird. Anyway, okay. Alrighty, and then we're almost done with Mary's section.
The thing.
I have like a B-roll behind the scenes video for the YouTube channel. I think that'd be so fun. You're like, this is how you film a movie.
Okay, so whenever you're ready. Now
I'm ready.
Ready.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So, this is what Mary Berg looks like. Not many people have heard the name Mary Berg, and it's not a surprise. But Mary Berg is a Holocaust survivor, and this is part of the Mary Berg collection at the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Germany. And what we would do was swap with Germans, World War II, United States, in which if we make them bigger, we can zoom in on some of these really adorable pictures of Mary Berg. Mary Berg came to the United States in 1944 after being what was called a prisoner swap.
Anyway, so prisoner swap, basically, people still do it today. If there is a war going on, then let's get our 160 in. Okay, there we go. So basically what a prisoner swap basically is it is when we have our people in foreign lands and we have their people over in our land, and they're like, okay, we'll swap you your people if you give us our people. So that's because Mary's mother was an American citizen. Excuse me. So they basically said, okay, so they swapped with other people.
So most about this collection that were over in Europe, and Mary's mother, who was an American citizen, they came over to New York. But what I love...
Okay, so we're going to put that little bit of information.
Came to 1940. S.L. Schneiderman. Basically, he's saying, I'm a joke.
Hold on. We skipped a whole part of this.
I don't care. I'm gonna publish this book whether you like it or not. Period. Social period. Thank God he did.
There you go.
1944, after being what was called a prisoner swap.
Holy shit. I can't even get these to be formatted correctly.
So during World War II, we had prisoners of war from Europe or from Germany, and what we would do was swap with Germans to have American citizens that were over in Europe, and Mary's mother, who was an American citizen, they came over to New York.
Fiddle and tinkle, and then whenever you're ready, take a pause and then begin. Or actually, no, just start talking like how you talk to us. You're just like, yeah, I mean, Mary, da da da.
Yeah, anyway, mindless to say that these books have been published 3 times. It was published in 1945, Warsaw Ghetto. It was reissued, and let me just double check to make sure when this issue was. 2007. So, a professor by the name of Susan L. Pentland decided that she wanted to reissue the diary for further educational use. But we'll back that up a little bit before, since Eshel Sneederman also wanted to reissue the diary for personal use, for educational personal use as well. And he wrote to Mary in 1958, after she decided that in 1950 she'd stop talking about the diary and stop talking about the Holocaust altogether, that he said he was going to invoke his moral right.
Whoa, shit.
Excellent. Generations. It was published in 1945, Warsaw Ghetto. It was reissued, and let me just double check to make sure when this issue.
By the way, all 3 of these editions I own. I think I reordered the 20. I think it was also reissued in 2016, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't remember that. But anyway, I think I reordered I have the hardcover edition of that edition, but it didn't come with the cover. So I'm hoping this one comes with the cover that I just ordered, because I do want the cover so I can show it to people when I'm at the museum.
Issue was 2007. So, a professor by the name of Susan L. Pentland. Well, Susan wrote this beautiful letter to Mary stating how much this newspaper in the evening. Thank you.
Okay, whenever you're ready. Oh, hold on. She just did a thing. I'm like, girl. What?
Most about this. But what I love most about this collection.
Okay, whenever you're ready. She just did. Mary Berg.
Go
or
ahead.
is it Aaron Carter? It doesn't matter.
Berg looks after we can Holocaust survivor, and this is part of the. Not many people have heard the name Mary Berg, and it's not a surprise, but Mary Berg is a Holocaust survivor. This is what Mary Berg looks like. Not many people have heard the name Mary Berg, and it's not a surprise, but Mary Berg is a Holocaust survivor, and this is part of the Mary Berg collection at the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum in Washington, D.C. The best part about this is that it's got quite a bit of collections added to this. So it's got her pictures, which if we make them bigger, we can zoom in on some of these really adorable pictures of Mary Berg. Mary Berg came to the United States.
All right, so we're gonna put that right there, and then after that,
Mary's mother, who was an American, New York. But what I love most about is a very complicated and very complex Holocaust survivor. We'll do the research and we'll tell you why. Is a very complicated. Mary, as about Mary, especially in these pictures, is that she just looks like she's having a fun time here in the States and being a teenager. But Mary, as come to we find out, is a very complicated and very complex Holocaust survivor. We'll do the
yeah, she is. Look, I know I'm gonna get crap for this, and I'm always gonna get shit for this because I'm Jewish. But when I told people I was doing Mary Berg, a lot of Holocaust survivors, especially some people that I know, were like, "Ha, please be careful." They just cautioned to the wind. Was basically their thing. They know Mary Berg was just not, I wouldn't say not the nicest person, but I wouldn't say that she was probably not the nicest person, but I think she basically Deanna Durbin everything. And if you know about that, you know. But, she just, I swear to God, she is one of the most complex women I have ever seen in my life.
And of course her family and friends, but it just shows just how real.
Let's see.
Like lost her looks later. We don't talk about that.
I still can't get over that.
The fact that she looks like it's like a 180 from this. It's like
If you take this and put it beside the other one, it looks like a completely different person.
It does. I don't even.
It's hilarious.
I'm like, what is this?
Oh
Okay,
God.
so here we are. We have.
That'll be perfect for this side. Okay. Alrighty. Here's this.
Out something. I want to point out
hold on.
something. Oh yes, I cut out my
You
words.
can keep moving though.
Actually, I wanted to point out something. This is the only known photo of Mary that they ever put in this edition. But I will say they did put this picture in this edition of her sister and her in the Warsaw Ghetto. But I'd also like to say that some of the pictures in this edition are what we call fillers. And it's mostly photos from the Warsaw Ghetto or from the Holocaust. Very rarely are they of her, which is a very tragic shame because Mary is beautiful, but very complex. So I can understand why they didn't put very many pictures of her. But I guess why they didn't is because I'm sure they didn't have the photos of her that were now available to the public in the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. But one thing that makes Mary very different than other Holocaust survivors is that she tried to disassociate herself from her own Holocaust story. But I will say, once you have something like this out into the world, it's very difficult to be disassociated from it. Mary's been dead for the past 9 years, and still a lot of questions about her rise up. What went wrong in the 50s? Why didn't she want to discuss her stories? Anything like that. I'm
Sorry,
sure I'm
these
not...
glasses keep sliding off my face. And so I didn't want to laugh during your... Okay.
Should we start again?
Yeah, start from whenever
book.
your last sentence. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, let's begin.
Mhm.
Anyway, so, but there's a lot of questions that are raised. Why didn't she want to discuss it? What made her upset? Why did she feel like she wanted Deanna Durbin all of it? If you know, you know.
And when I say that, you know, if you're an old Hollywood fan, you know the story of Deanna Durbin and how she hated the press and hated everybody in the 1950s, and then in the 1980s, she's like, oh, I guess I'm going to talk to my fans now. And like, oh, okay, cool, great, love that. But she didn't want to talk to anybody for like a long period of time.
Anyway, I'm sure I'm not owed that explanation, but I'm sure now that she might realize, if she were still alive, that the rise in anti-Semitism and hatred against Jews is getting more and more rampant across the country in the United States and as well across the world. So that's why this is very important to study, and we should republish it and reissue it every year or so. So Mary Burke's story, even though she may not want it to be out there, her voice will never be silenced.
There we go. All right. And then I'm going to have the last, because we're at 12 minutes, so that's perfect. And then I can start with the photos that we filmed. Gods. I wish Darcy Shaw was doing all this. I really do. But sadly, I'm sure if I wanted to do a screen test of her, she'd have to film it herself. And I'm very sure that I would have to pay her for it, which, you know, I don't mind paying her. I really don't. But depending on how much she would want, that's a problem, because this is what I don't understand. And this is probably what I don't understand here, is that the company that she is represented did not give me a price of what she's used to. I am sure, because she's been in Judy, she's been in The Irregulars, she's been in Bitter Sky, she's been in The Bay, she's been in The Color Room. I almost forgot that because she did that last year. You know, she did a lot last year. She did three projects, I think, two projects last year. I'm sure they're paying her millions of dollars. I'm a very independent filmmaker. I don't have that kind of money. So my budget is probably going to be $5,000 to $10,000, and that is all I can offer. Because I'll say, look, I'm doing this independently. I'm not doing this through a label. I'm not doing this through a studio. I don't really have sponsors at the moment. I'm trying to do this all without any really representation, honestly, but I'm just trying to do this. And if she doesn't agree to it, that's fine. I'll just say, screw it, I'll do it. Like, it doesn't matter. I'm just not going to say, oh, the film's over, because I'm going to pay my people to do it. I'm already filming. My friend Michelle, who runs Cookie Snaps HTX, we filmed for the past couple days because I got to get something ready for these people to look at. Which I don't understand. Like, how are you supposed to get these things ready when you don't have the money to pay for it? Like, I don't understand. Like, I really don't understand.
She feel like she wanted Deanna Durbin all of it. If you know, you know.
Oh, I gotta put this in here.
Anyway, I'm sure I'm not owed that explanation.
Oh, shit.
Disassociate herself from her own Holocaust story. But I will say, once you have something like this out into the world, it's very difficult to be, disassociated from it. Mary's been dead for the past 9 years, and still a lot of questions about her rise up. What went wrong in the 50s? Why?
Okay, so we got that shit. Let's
see. Okay. So whenever you're ready.
Okay.
You want to say an action?
Yeah.
Okay.
Books here. This is the very first edition of Mary Burke's Diary. Of that nature. But anyway, you'll see through the research how Mary Burke is a very complicated.
I should have put this in the front. I really should have. I really need to go fucking do that because I talk about... Did I do that?
Woman as well. as you'll see in our research, she is very, very complicated.
She don't look so complicated here. Like I said, I can have deleted scenes or whatever.
Okay, so in the 75th anniversary edition, we turn to the same chapter, which is left and right. It's crazy to think about. Yeah, it's like COVID and Berg instead of the research on Mary Berg, and then we'll add our stuff that we did this morning. And then I was like,
Okay.
thank you. Okay, what is this? Oh.
I'll say action.
This is what I have to tell you. Okay, are you recording?
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, that's. You know you can edit it out.
Hello, you son of a bitch. You beep beep.
Okay. I'm trying to make sure I'm giving you good headspace.
Should we turn that one on?
I kind of feel like no, because it puts like a random and action.
One last final thing about this woman before I end. I'm going to say this and I might step on a few toes. Mary, I know she wanted nothing more to do with this. I understand memories suck. Warsaw Ghetto must have been traumatic. I know the Holocaust, it was horrible. I understand. But what she doesn't realize is because of S.L. Schneiderman, and because of his son, and because of Susan L. Penton, we now have this. We have this to preserve her, even though she's not here anymore.
She died in 2013, by the way, and her death was extremely messy. Like, I hate to be the first Jew to tell you that nobody knew she was dead for like a year. Like, nobody knew. She didn't have an obit. She didn't have any, like, news coverage. Like, nobody knew. And then when her, like, stuff came up in an estate sale in 2014, they were like, she did?
This could have been gone forever, and it could have been gone, and I'm sure that's how she would have wanted it. But guess what? We have this, and hopefully to God we'll have another edition with commentary and more photos and more information about her. But you know what? Mary, I know you're probably going to hear this, and I know you're probably going to think I'm wrong, but you know what? This is important to students. This is important to educators. This is important to history. Your diary is a document and should be treated as such. And unfortunately, you didn't want anything to do with it more, which is really depressing and sad. And I understand that it was painful for you. But for us, we as educators, we are doing everything we can to protect this legacy. And when, in a time, which thank God you're not here to see it, with the rise of banned books and anti-Semitism and hatred and all this could stand out and say, look, I experienced this and I was alive during the Holocaust. You are a Holocaust survivor. That means you have a job to educate the public, to give them your story. And I know it was very hard. Sometimes Holocaust survivors don't. But for God's sake, you have this. The world is not written in pencil, Mary. It's written in pen. And my goodness, you have this now. You can't erase this. And thank God for the Schneidermans, because they really made sure your legacy would not die. For more information on Mary Berg, please visit the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum website or read the book featured at any bookstore, or you can order it on Amazon or Books A Million or BarnesandNobles.com.
There you go. Okay, so we're gonna have to zoom in on that because I saw Michelle's hand. Michelle had two cameras, so a lot of people don't realize is that she was filming with two cameras. So we're gonna zoom in just a little bit.
What she doesn't realize is because of S.L. Schneiderman, and because of his son, and because of Susan L. Penton, we now have this. We have this to preserve her, even though...
Let's see if we
block it. And then there's her.
I don't think she got the pictures of Mary. I know she did a pet her. Let me see if she did of here. I think these are 14 minutes long. There's pet her. Yeah. Maybe we can lower the brightness on here because the brightness is extremely bright. As you can see, that picture that was on that cover is my background.
Oh, she's not here anymore. This could have been gone forever, and it could have been gone, and I'm sure that's how she would have wanted it. But guess what? We have this, and hopefully to God we'll have another edition.
I'm actually working with Eshel Snyderman's son Ben right now. We're trying to work on a new edition. I just have to figure out what I can do to get the document or the diary republished with more photos. That's what I kind of want. I just want a new version of this with more pictures of her, because not many people have seen pictures of her ever.
With commentary and more photos and more information about her. But you know what? Mary, I know you're probably going to hear this, and I know you're probably going to think I'm wrong, but you know what? This is important to students. This is important to educators. This is important to history. Your diary is a document and should be treated as such. And unfortunately, you didn't want anything to do with it more, which is really depressing and sad. And I understand that it was painful for you. But for us, we as educators, we are doing everything we can to protect this legacy. And when, in a time, which thank God you're not here to see it, with...
Because Mary's been dead since 2013. She's been dead for 9 years. She'll be dead for
Right.
10 next year. Alright. So, I'm going to put this here. Alright, and then we're going to go to... Let's see if I can... Let's see if we can put that right there. Hang on, let's see if we can change the brightness to this. Let's see if we can try the contrast to this. Give me 1 second. Shit, okay. Let's see if we can... Whoops, okay. Let's see if we can... Anyway, no, we probably won't use that because Owen hasn't released the song yet, so where's that other song I liked? I know people are gonna be like, oh, I really like that song. I do too, but we're gonna do.
הוא האלוקים ומלך מלכי המלכים אלוהים פרנוס עזגית המלכים אין מלבדו אין עוד מלבדו אין עוד מלבדו אין עוד אין עוד אין עוד מלבדו אין עוד מלבדו אין עוד מלבדו טובים ימים יפים פרנוס עזגית אפילו חופשה לפעמים ילדים מביאים לנו נחת לרוב כולם בריאים יש שמחות מזל טוב מדהים לראות.
Okay, let's see.
Put in this.
Okay, we have that. Okay, we need a cross dissolve with that too. Alright, we gotta put more pictures in here. God, we have so much crap in here. Okay, but you know what we can do? Oh shit, no, we can't do that. My bad. Okay, yes, we can put more photos in here. Do I have that picture already? I gotta make sure I'm not repeating. No, okay. Okay, so we got that. Got that. Okay, save it before anything happens. Okay. We're gonna zoom up a little bit. Okay. Alrighty, then we're gonna put this. Now, the picture of Mary Berg that you saw, well, you didn't see it, but the picture that my friend and I were talking about, that redhead girl with the glasses, that if you watch if you don't see the live stream, you can drop a take and it'll come back later. Mary Berg, there was a photo of Mary in the 1980s. And I'm not one to judge one for looks, but god damn, she did not look the same at all. She looked... she did not... I hate to say this, and I say this with grace, because everybody ages differently. But my god, she aged so poorly. Her looks were gone. So, I'm probably not going to put that picture of her because people are going to go, ugh, that's Mary. It is. But some people don't think Mary Berg is all that pretty. But I think she's cute, you know? I think she's really adorable. And I'm going to put this one in real quick. I really like this picture right here. But people are going to say, well, it's not the 40s anymore, Kate. It's not the 40s. It's not the 40s, damn it. Yeah, I know that. Thank you for reminding me. Thank God it's not. But it almost feels like we're back in the 40s, it seems like. Okay, let's see how this works out now. See, I love these photos of her. Like, I obsess over them. But then you see... Alright, I guess I'm gonna have to bring it up. Okay. Well, these are really cute. This is when she was really pretty. And I don't believe this is her, but according to... Hold on. To this. Okay, so this is her. And then you get this ugly photo. I mean... I don't want to say she's, you know, horrible looking, but she lost her looks. I don't know what happened. But I know I'm not the person to be judging someone by their looks, and I know I'm going to get a lot of flack for that, but it's just really funny because my grandmother, who, oh, this is her sister, by the way. I think this is her sister. This is not Mary. I need to tell them that is her sister. That's not Mary either. So, that is Mary. That is Mary. So anyway, what is this? She died in 2013. I guess this is the Polish version of her diary. Anyway, Eshel Snyderman Papers. I'm not sure what this is. But this is his paper, I guess, because Schneiderman was also, this is his son, Ben Schneiderman. So, he was also a Holocaust survivor as well. He passed away, I want to say in 1996. Okay. Anyway, I'm not that person to say they're ugly, but anyway, these photos are just gorgeous, and I just don't know what happened. Hold on. Save.
On a roll, living it up, living your dreams. But when it all goes bust at the seams, then you scream and cry to the one on high. He's been from the beginning when you felt like you were winning. He was calling all the shots, he gave you all that you got. So when you know, just you know he's up above and down below. So shout it out aloud with me, let's go. Ain't no never, I can't hear you. Sing it, oh. Ain't no never, ain't no never, ain't no never, break it down now. Ain't no never. Ain't no Milvado, ain't no Milvado, ain't no, oh, ain't no Milvado, ain't no Milvado, ain't no Milvado, ain't no, oh.
That would be perfect if I could just get it like this here. Okay, excellent. Yeah, that works a lot better. Because Ozzy hasn't released the song yet, and I do not want to get kicked out from his Patreon and not listen to his songs and such. So, alrighty.
At work, and we are here discussing Mary.
I really want to just post these on my YouTube channel.
Hello, this is our wonderful videographer and amazing human being. This is Michelle Gibson.
Michelle is a freaking blessing, I tell you. She is a motherfucking blessing. I love that woman. God bless. God bless, really.
And this is Olivia, and she is one of my good friends at work. And we are here discussing Mary Berg, the infamous diarist who hates the world. Anyway.
As I've been told, yes.
Yes. Anyway. We are getting ready to shoot our next scene, right, Miss Michelle?
Yep.
Alrighty.
Getting it down and dirty.
Alright, so let's try that. We're doing chapter 2 first because chapter 1 is about autism and about me. So I'll just put the research on Mary Berg. I'll just put Mary Berg, not the research for Mary Berg. Okay. I really want to put something there, but I don't. Let's see, we'll just put these right here.
I came here to love.
Let's try that here.
So Mary Berg.
I don't like that period there. We're just gonna... Shit. There we go. Save. I don't know. Let's see. Let's go to Ozzy. Because I got a lot of Ozzy. There we go. Alrighty. Let me try this real quick.
Alrighty. So Mary Burke.
Okay, we're gonna put that right there. Let's see if we can fade that out. This looks like a damn student film. That's what it looks like. But you know what? I don't have the money to hire like a professional. I mean, when you're trying to rent professional cameras, that could cost over $60,000 or more, and I just don't have that money.
Alrighty. So Mary Berg. You probably have never heard that name before, but I can assure you the woman is not only a legendary figure in Holocaust history. Decided to write It's like Mary Berg. 5 to the American. Well, as you'll see in our research, she is very, very complicated.
Okay, hold on one second. Let me go. Oh. Yes, my package has arrived. Exciting. Okay. Just answer a few messages here. Okay. Let us swatch. Okay, you know what we want to do? We want to do this because we're going to edit another part in here and make it one. So
Mary Berg's diary was published in February of 1945.
Okay, that looked a little abrasive. There we go. This is why you review shit before you upload it.
Mary Berg's diary was published in February of 1945 to the American public. It was actually published in the States and the first time diary to ever be published in the United States, and the war was still going on. But of course the American public had very mixed reviews. Didn't know what to do with it. Well, It was the first Holocaust diary to ever be published in the United States.
All right, we're gonna cut that because this is a little weird here.
Didn't know what to do. Some people just didn't know what to do. Mary Berg. Some people just didn't know what to do with it. Well, Mary.
Let me see how that looks now.
In the United States hated it. Some people just hated it. Some people just.
Okay, let's cut that little bit right there.
In the United States, some people just didn't know what to do with it. Well, Mary Berg decided that she would do some publicity for it between the years of 1945 all the way up to 1949. Well, in 1950, it's like Mary Berg decided to go AWOL. She's gone. Nobody knows why. Nobody understands what happened or what was the meaning or the purpose behind it. In 1958, the editor and technically the collaborator, Mr. S.L. Schneiderman, wrote too when Susan Pentland wrote her letter, a beautiful letter to Mary, saying,
You know, that letter, you can actually read the letter that Susan wrote to Mary. It is a very beautiful letter. It is so heartfelt. And I would have been like, yeah, girl, I'm going to help you out, like, for sure. But, you know, Mary decided to kind of be a bit of a dick, and I just don't appreciate that, really. FM 517 closed. Oh, so they closed all of this down. So I wouldn't have been able to go home. So it's a good thing I'm at home right now. Yep. Okay, let's
saying that she would love to republish the diary for future generations to read. Mary's response was not that cuddly. Let me read. She writes a big no. Now you might ask, why would she do this when, you know, this is for educational purposes and for students and for many people to read this later on in life because, you know, they didn't want her story to be forgotten. According to her, she thinks Susan is self-serving, satisfying her ego, and feelings of self-serving importance is pathetic, according to her. And she says, instead of continuing to milk the Jewish Holocaust to its limits, do go and make a difference in all these Holocausts taking place right now in Bosnia or Chechnya. Or have you no sympathy for all the Muslims being slaughtered? Now, I understand where she's coming with this. Sometimes, actually, especially in the 90s, there were a lot of genocides happening in Rwanda and in Bosnia and other places in Europe and in the Middle East, particularly in the Middle East or East Africa, or in Africa in that matter. But people are still talking about the Holocaust because anti-Semitism is still here. And unfortunately, with the rise of anti-Semitism and Jewish hatred, it is very important that we have stories like Mary's diary to be shown. But would she appreciate it now? What would she think about it now? The world could only know. Anyway, she says, by teaching about the Holocaust, you'll stop at something in the future, right? You'll stop its occurrence in the future, right? But the future is now. When the Jews were victimized, they wanted the world to serve them? I don't know if that says save. Oh, save them. Maybe save them. I can't really read her writing. The States in 1940 was published in 1945. Warsaw Ghetto. It was reissued and let me just double check to make sure when this issue was. 2007.
So 2007, Mary Berg was still very much alive. So she was alive for all, well, no, actually the 75th anniversary edition she was not alive for at all. The last edition. However, she was alive for the first two.
So, a professor by the name of Susan L. Pentland decided that she wanted to reissue the diary for further educational use. But we'll back that up a little bit before, since Eshel Sneederman also wanted to reissue the diary for personal use, for educational personal use as well. And he wrote to Mary in 1958, after she decided that in 1950 she'd stop talking about the diary and stop talking about the Holocaust altogether, that he said he was going to invoke his moral right of paragraph 7, whatever paragraph 7 was in the contract, to reissue the diary. Was she happy about that? We'll never know. But anyway, in 1992, Susan L. Pentland reached out to Sneederman and she said, "Hey, I'd like to get in touch with Mary to republish the diary." And he said, "Stat, I can get you in contact with her, no problem." Well, Susan wrote this beautiful letter to Mary stating how much this book has meant to her and her students, and how she wants more and more people to read this story for future generations. Mary Berg looks like. Not many people have heard the name Mary Berg, and it's not a surprise, but Mary Berg is a Holocaust survivor.
All right, we're going to take that out because that's irrelevant. And
but it just shows most about this and how she wants more and more people to read this story for future generations.
Okay, so we're going to have to scoot this. See, I'm not done with this, so.
Were over in Europe, and Mary's mother, who was an American citizen, they came over to New York. But what I love most about this collection and friends, is that it just shows Mary, and of course her family and friends, but it just shows just how real she was. I mean, she was real, obviously. I mean, there's no doubt. But I mean, look at this face. I mean, look at this cute, adorable face. Good God, she's just so cute. And then there must be her mom, and there she is. And then I think that's her sister. One of the things I love about Mary, especially in these pictures, is that she just looks like she's having a fun time here in the States and being a teenager. But Mary, as we find out, is a very complicated and very complex Holocaust survivor. But I will say they did put this picture.
Okay, so these are just really abrasive cuts. So I need to put like.
One of the things I love, very complex Holocaust survivor. But I will say they did put this picture in this. This is the only known photo of Mary that they ever in this edition of her sister and her in the Warsaw Ghetto. But I'd also like to say that some of the pictures in this edition are what we call fillers, and it's
fillers, yeah.
It's mostly photos from the Warsaw Ghetto or from the Holocaust. Very rarely are they of her, which is a very tragic shame because Mary is beautiful but very complex. So I can understand why they didn't put very many pictures of her.
But also for this edition, she wasn't even alive. But unfortunately, they didn't get the photos until a year later. Anyway, long story short, her photos and her scrapbooks and all that crap are on sale at an estate sale. Glenn Coghill buys them, gives them to Doyle Auction House, and then Doyle Auction House makes the Holocaust Museum in DC pay for all of it. Disgusting, I know, but they have it now. It's now available for you to go look at. It's absolutely fabulous. It's incredible. I love it, so.
Of her. But I guess why they didn't is because I'm sure they didn't have the photos of her that were now available to the public in the Holocaust Museum in Washington, D.C. But one thing that makes Mary very different than other Holocaust survivors is that she tried to disassociate herself from her own Holocaust story. But I will say, once you have something like this out into the world, it's very difficult to be disassociated from it. Mary's been dead for the past 9 years, and still a lot of questions about her rise up. What went wrong in the 50s? Why didn't she want to discuss her stories? Anything like that. I'm sure. Why did she feel like she wanted Deanna Durbin all of it? If you know.
Hold on, let's see.
That. Why did she feel like she wanted Deanna Durbin all of it? If you know, you know. Anyway, I'm sure I'm not owed that explanation.
Let me try that.
Anything like that. Why did she feel like she wanted Deanna Durbin all of it? If you know, you know.
Pretty much. If you know the story. I'm not going to go into details just because this is a Holocaust thing. It's not just making sure everything is good. Let me just make sure everything is fabulous. Okay. Whoop whoop. Anyway, save before anything frickin' happens.
I'm sure I'm not owed that explanation, but I'm sure now that she might realize, if she were still alive, that the rise in anti-Semitism and hatred against Jews is getting more and more rampant across the country in the United States and as well across the world. So that's why this is very important to study, and we should republish it and reissue it every year or so. So Mary Burke's story, even though she may not want it to be out there, her voice will never be silenced. Final thing about this woman before I end.
Okay, hold on, let's see.
Be as big and and action.
One last final thing about this woman before I end. I'm gonna say this and I might static. One last final thing about this woman before I end. I'm gonna say this and I might step on a few toes. Mary, I know she wanted nothing more to do with this. I understand, memories suck. Warsaw Ghetto must have been traumatic. I know the Holocaust, it was horrible. I understand. But what she doesn't realize is because of S.L. Schneiderman, and because of his son, and because of Susan L. Penton, we now have this. We have this to preserve her, even though she's not here anymore. This could have been gone forever, and it could have been gone, and I'm sure that's how she would have wanted it. But guess what? We have this, and hopefully to God we'll have another edition with commentary and more photos and more information about her. But you know what? Mary, I know you're probably going to hear this, and I know you're probably going to think I'm wrong, but you know what? This is important to students. This is important to educators. This is important to history. Your diary is a document and should be treated as such. And unfortunately, you didn't want anything to do with it more, which is really depressing and sad. And I understand that it was painful for you. But for us, we as educators, we are doing everything we can to protect this legacy. And when, in a time, which thank God you're not here to see it, with the rise of banned books and anti-Semitism and hatred and all this could stand out and say, look, I experienced this and I was alive during the Holocaust. You are a Holocaust survivor. That means you have a job to educate the public, to give them your story. And I know it was very hard. Sometimes Holocaust survivors don't. But for God's sake, you have this. The world is not written in pencil, Mary. It's written in pen. And my goodness, you have this now. You can't erase this. And thank God for the Schneidermans, because they really made sure your legacy would not die. For more information on Mary Burke, please visit the United States Holocaust Memorial Museum website or read the book featured at any bookstore.
Hold on, hold on 1 second, I gotta...
Nobles.com.
Okay, so... Okay.
פרנוס הסגית, אפילו חופשה לפעמים. ילדים מביאים לנו נחת לרוב, כולם בריאים, יש שמחות מזל טוב. מדהים לראות איך הכל מסתדר, ושום דבר לנו לא חסר. ורק בזמן שקשה להביט למעלה, למה שלא נבין שהוא אחראי על הכל? הוא את הכל ברא, לטוב ולא לרע, הוא האלוקים, הוא מלך מלכי המלכים. אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד, אין עוד, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד, אין עוד. הכל זורם, אז תתבונן, תראה מיד את יד השם, שום דבר לא מובן מאליו, תכיר באמת כאן ועכשיו, כל מה שיש לנו רק בחסדו, ותמיד אנחנו בידו, ורק בזמן שקשה נביט למעלה, למה שלא נבין שהוא אחראי כאן לכל? הוא את הכל ברא, לטוב ולא לרע, הוא האלוקים, הוא מלך מלכי המלכים. אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד, אין עוד, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד מלבדו, אין עוד, אין עוד. Hey, you think you got it under control, you're on a roll, living it up, living your dreams, but when it all goes bust at the seams, then you scream and cry to the one on high. He's been it from the beginning when you felt like you were winning, he was calling all the shots, he gave you all that you got.
Alrighty.
Ain't no nobody, ain't no nobody,
Alright.
ain't no.
There we go. Alright. Okay, now we're gonna go into here. Okay, let me go to here. I gotta rechange the script a little bit because Hava is not supposed to be spoken about till scene 6. Well, we're gonna move her to scene 3. We're gonna change Otto here. And then Petter Gins. Petter Gins will kind of be them because you really can't have. Oh crap. Okay. So we have that. So I've got a lot to change on the script here. Okay, so. Oh, crap. You know, we're going to put a picture of them, actually.
I can hear you, sing it, sing it, oh, ain't no milagro, ain't no milagro, ain't no milagro, break it down now, ain't no milagro, ain't no milagro.
So let's put some here.
Okay,
Hold on. We're gonna change the fill. Alrighty. And then we're gonna change. There we go. Now you can read it. What in the name of God? Seriously? Okay. Okay, hold on 1 second. We're gonna change the color of this. Okay, shit. Let's see how that looks. There we go.
You think you got it under control, you're on a roll, living it up, living your dreams. But when it all goes bust at the seams, then you scream and cry to the one on high. He's been it from the beginning when you felt like you were winning. He was calling all the shots, he gave you all that you got. So when you're low, just he's up above and down below. So shout it out aloud with me, let's go. Ain't no never, I can't hear you. Sing it, oh. Ain't no never, ain't no never, ain't no never. Break it down now. Ain't no never.
Let's see what this looks like.
הוא האלוקים ומלך מלכי המלכים. אינו מלבדו, אינו.
How do you spell auction? Is that how you spell it? Hey Siri, how do you spell auction? Okay, there we go. I spelled it wrong.
המלכים. אינו מלבדו, אינו מלבדו, אינו מלבדו, אינו.
Okay, yes and no. Okay, I gotta put,
Ain't no mלבדו, ain't no מלבדו, ain't no, ain't no, oh. Ain't no מלבדו, ain't no מלבדו, ain't no מלבדו, ain't no, ain't no. Now you think you got it under control, you're on a roll, living it up, living your dreams. But when it all goes bust at the seams, then you scream and cry to the one on high. He's been it from the beginning when you felt like you were winning. He was calling all the shots, he gave you all that you got. So when you're low, just he's up above and down below. So shout it out aloud with me, let's go. Ain't no never, I can't hear you. Sing it, oh. Ain't no never, ain't no never, ain't no never. Break it down now. Ain't no never, ain't no never, ain't no never, ain't no, ain't no, oh. Ain't no never, ain't no never, ain't no never, ain't no, oh.
actually, hold on. Let's see if this again. Damn it, come on. Premiere, why are you being a sack of shit? There we go. Oh, Christ. I gotta do this. Okay. So that's that. There we go. Alright, now. We want to make it white, right? Now, we're gonna go to... There we go. Alrighty. Let's see how I made the first one. Oh, I made a graphic. That's right. Okay, yeah, I need to have that graphic. Give me a second. Okay. Perfect. I love that. Okay. We'll view it in a moment, but right now we got to get Petter's thing in here. So I got to redo almost all the script because we're talking about Java. Okay, so now we got to go to Browse. Let's see. Where is... where's the one that I used? Let's see. Okay, let me do it this way. Copy. Paste. Shit. Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. Oh no. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna do chapter 3. There we go. Ah, god damn it. Editing is such a bitch, I swear. Okay, we're gonna make it a little bit longer. Ah! Fuck! I'm so fucking tired of Premiere being a sack of shit. I really am. Okay. Alright, let's see. Alright, so... we want... Come on, Premiere, stop being a sack of shit. Okay. Alright, so what we want to do is we want to zoom up, and then we want to overlay. Well, we can't read that. So, what we're going to have to do... crap. Is there... Well, they can't read that. Shit. So I'm going to have to change the picture. See what this looks like now. See. Okay. Alright, so we're going to have to change the picture, unfortunately. Okay. See if this one happens to work. No, still can't read it. Okay, so what we're gonna have to do... Well, this is a sack of shit, pretty much, so... Ah, there we go. I was gonna say... We're gonna change this to red. And then we're gonna change this to... say about... There we go. So that'll probably work now. I don't know. Let's see. Crap, why is it doing that now? Well... Can't read it at all. Yeah, you cannot read it at all. Oh, Premiere, you are such a sack of shit, I swear. Let's see. I mean, you can kind of read it, but... Whoops, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Because of this picture. Okay, let me try a different picture here. Let me try this one. See if this works any better. Let me try... Shit. There we go! That's a lot better. Let's see. And then we're gonna put it... Shit. We're gonna put it a little bit up here. Alright, this should not be this long. Okay. Alrighty. We're gonna put this in first. Alright, let's find a nice song here.
Somewhere, someplace. Might be
Hold on a second. Let me go to... Okay, so it's sketch 3. Okay. Okay, so told you I need the fade button. Fade. Okay, I'll have a little bit longer, but not too much. Okay. No, we want it to start here. Okay. Okay, let's go to Adobe. There we go. I got that. That is really weird. Why I don't have the video I'm looking for. That is very, very weird. Okay. Let's see. That was a different one. There it is. Yeah, I don't know why I didn't have that. That's weird. Let's see if it's here now. Oh, there it is. I'm so fucking stupid. Okay. So we're gonna... I like that, but I don't know if Owen will let me use it because it's unreleased, so that sucks.
You are my only home. But something went wrong.
Okay. Ozzy has a lot of cool things that he has not released, that he has released. It just depends. I can't use any of these. That sounds good too. Oops, so you put that down here. That sounds really good. Okay. This was an album. This was the first time I ever heard of Ozzy, really. Excellent. That works out better. Even though I did like that sketch but I really doubt. I think that's one of the songs that Owen is using for Universal, so I doubt if I can use it. I'll probably ask him and see what his opinion is, but I don't know what he would say. But I know if I would have to use it, I'd probably have to pay him $500, and these songs are public, so. Okay, alrighty.
I mean, on the computer.
Okay.
This one's gonna. I'll say.
But it is still so sad and painful. I wish you and your family a happy Rosh Hashanah. May the new year bring you good.
Oh my god, this email frickin' murdered me. Oh my god. Let's see here. That was really cool. Let's see if we can do that with the other here. Let's see. Let's go to Haben to Petter. Let's see if we can do it. There we go. I need a little bit longer though. I love this one.
That it goes on. Be loved by you. Been a full mile just to see if I could swallow my pride.
Good help.
Because Premiere has to be a little bit of a sack of shit right now, so okay, here we go. Oh, my husband should be home soon. This section of the film was probably the most difficult scene that I ever filmed because Hava's death is still very fresh and it is still relatively new. Petter has been dead for a long time, but Hava, she's been dead for 2 months, 2-3 months. Okay, we're gonna change the coloring for that. We're gonna change it back to white, but we're gonna change the font to this. what was the... Lotto. Okay, we're trying to make this all the same. Yeah, so we're almost to 30 minutes, so it's very, very good. Okay, so this needs to be in white, not in fucking green.
You're on a roll, living it up, living your dreams. But when it all goes bust at the seams, then you scream and cry to the one on high. He's been it from the beginning when you felt like you were winning. He was calling all the shots, he gave you all that you got. So when you low, just you know he's up above and down below. So shout it out aloud with me, let's go. Ain't no river, I can't hear you. Sing it, oh. Ain't no river, ain't no river, ain't no river. Break it down now. Ain't no river, ain't no river, ain't no river, ain't no, oh. Ain't no river, ain't no river, ain't no river, ain't no, oh.
Alright, we're gonna change this to Lotto. There we go. Okay, and we're going to move it here. I swear. I swear. What the fuck?
Holocaust survivor. That means you have a job to educate basically they're managed to.
Okay.
This is Mary, and I'm not sure who this is. This is Mary, and I'm assuming she's
Mary Gold.
so this is
I'm a little emotional. It still hurts me when I talk about Hava a lot. Hava's death is still very fresh, and it is very, very hard.
without Hava, it's like a piece of me went with her.
Literally, she died, and then I literally fell to pieces within the week. It was quite awful. Where do I begin talking about Hava initially? Because okay, looks like we're gonna have to go to the downloads. We're gonna have to go to. She spelled Hava wrong. She spelled Java, but it's Hava. I guess this is.
Like it really did. Like her death really, it really, it's like there's a hole where she used to be. Because I think when I went back to the museum that first time after she passed, oh God, it was so hard.
All right.
But it is still so sad and painful. I wish you and your family a happy Rosh Hashanah. May the New Year.
Well, she didn't get when she died, I guess. Were we able to get that? Did we even get that on film? I don't know if we did.
Good health and joy and yours. Love, Tammy.
Okay, so I guess we didn't get that first part on film.
And Hava's picture with her brother Peter, or Peter, is there all the time, so I always took pictures. This is yours. Love, Tammy.
Okay, I don't think we have that in here. Let me get everything in here. Save.
Always take a picture of this for her, and I would say, look, there you are in the museum. But let's see, let's get to a good picture.
Thanks.
Anyway, so every time I go into the museum, I always take a picture. When Hava was alive, I would go into the museum and let me see if there's any way like I can sit like this way and talk with. Well, how does one describe Hava Pressburger? One of the.
Oh, she cut me off. I didn't get to film shit.
Without Hava.
hell did I just do? Hold up. I told you Premiere is going to be a sack of shit today. God. Alright. Now we're going to have to open it up again. Okay, what did I do? Oh, there we go. Alrighty. Where is the effects panel? That's effects control. Where is the... Oh, God, there it is. There we go. Save. There we go. Alrighty. Alright. Save. Okay.
Good health and joy. Good health and joy and yours. Love, Tammy. People to see and post and share, and personally it's just a very amazing photo. Tammy, and she was just she's just been so sweet, I'll tell you, and so lovely to me, and she always gave me updates about Hava, and she's always been so gracious. They've all been so gracious about giving me updates on Hava and how she was doing, and you know, for Tammy, she basically said it's not looking good, and I always thought that if you prayed and if you wished and hoped to God that a miracle would happen, she'd get better, but it didn't seem that way. And then it was September 24th, 2022 at 10 p.m. at night, my time. She gave me the news of Hava had passed away. This was a commission that I had done, photo that people remember. Good health and joy and yours. Joy and yours. Love, Tammy. Good health and joy and yours. Love, Tammy.
This is why you gotta frickin'... Come on, stop being a sack of shit. Let us we do this together. There we go.
Which I responded, my heart is breaking. for you and your beautiful family. If you need anything, please let me know. Hava meant so much to me, and I will always be thinking of you. Please let me know if there's anything you need.
Alright, we're gonna work on this tomorrow. I'm getting a little emotional. I need to make sure the house is ready. But anyway, and we've been streaming for 2 hours. So thank you guys for coming down, and you'll be seeing